Hi all, you'll now hear a short retelling of the movie Tim Tyler or The Sold Laughter. Enjoy watching! The action of the movie occurs in a small German town during the 1920s. The photographer is going to take a school class photo and asks everyone not to smile, but Tim Tyler is too funny and the shot didn't work out because of him. Tim resides in a disadvantaged neighborhood. His father nurtures him and imparts the value of seriousness to his son. The man took Tim to the races, and his bet lost. On the way home, Hans promises his son that when they win, they will have lunch at the most luxurious restaurant in the city. The mother of Tim passed away, and his father desires to begin a fresh chapter with another lady who also has a son. Maybe better to get a dog?
Laughter.
The family relocated to the Tylers, and Irvin established himself in the identical room as Tim. The elder man promptly began exerting pressure on Tim and shattered the model they had crafted with their mother prior to her passing. Tim labeled Irvin as a bastard and swiftly filed a complaint with his mother, and the woman conveyed to Hans that Tim is excessively cheeky and consistently offends her son. Despite the bruises and insults, the boy continues to enjoy life. Moreover, his friend Ida supports him in everything and often tells unfunny jokes about worms. Finally, Hans's bet won. As promised, he took his son to the Grand Hotel. However, the poor were simply not allowed inside. Then Tim didn't know how unhappy life could become in an instant. Soon his father died at the construction site due to an accident. The greedy stepmother didn't even make a sign with her husband's name and didn't buy flowers for the grave. Tim burst into tears and ran away. He looked at the Grand Hotel and then ran to the racecourse. On the ground he found a coin. At that moment, a man in glasses approached him and handed him a ticket, assuring the boy that it was a winning one. A stranger assures the guy that he knew his father and therefore wanted to help. Although the chances were minimal, the horse on which Tim placed a bet emerged as the winner. The boy received a bunch of money at the cash register. However, instead of being happy, he started crying, recalling his father. A couple of fraudsters quickly began to court the naive guy. The guy took a bundle of banknotes and showed the kid how to store money securely to prevent thieves from accessing them. And then he returned the bundle back to its owner. In the evening, the mysterious stranger approached Tim again and reported that the boy lost all of the money. And indeed, instead of banknotes, there was cut paper in the scarf. The man made another gift, a 5-mark coin. Baron Tresch promised Timu that he will win again in the races in a week. The main thing is to come to the gazebo at the racetrack by 3 o'clock. Every day, the stepmother sends Tim to the bakery for pastries and always takes them on credit. Tim is hopeful he'll win today and finally pay for the honey cakes. As agreed, Tim came to the gazebo by 3 o'clock, but there was no defense and the boy fell asleep, unable to participate in the anticipated event. But a couple of scammers showed up and they left the boy without money again. Now he won't be able to pay for the winning ticket. "It's a pity you're not lucky with money," Tresch said, and immediately offered the boy to sell his life. He already has a contract with him. In exchange for laughter, Tim gets the opportunity to win any bet. And in case he still loses, the laughter of the boy will come back to him. However, if Tim reveals this contract to someone, he will lose both his laughter and his luck. The man signed the contract, though the pen initially resisted. The smile vanished from the Joker's face instantly. Tresch gave him 5 marks and suggested going and betting on the most hopeless horse. Taking off his glasses, he revealed his horrifying yellow eyes. In a few minutes, Tim raised 670 marks, but he feels strange. The voice and mood have changed. He returned Ida's debt to his mother and invited the girl to the cinema. And if prior to this, he laughed during the session, now everyone else laughs except for him. And here the satisfied Baron laughs non-stop. He praised his demon employees, those same scammers who robbed Tim several times. The boss gave them the task of monitoring the boy every day and sending him reports. And so that Tim wouldn't recognize them, the demon turned the couple into rats. He instructed all the rest of the minions to laugh and enjoy themselves starting from this moment. Ida thought that her gloomy friend was angry with her for something. He also got money from somewhere. Tim made a joke about robbing a senator and attempted to laugh.
See.
The girl with the disability decided it wasn't a joke, so she got scared and ran off. She told her mother all the details. A woman overheard and passed it on to her acquaintances, who passed it on to theirs. And so the rumor of the crime spread throughout the street. When Tim returned home, Erwin took the money and the stepmother was already going to kick his ass. But then Ida's mother came to them and saved the boy, saying that no one had attacked the senator. Tim realized that the girl betrayed him and the rats meanwhile are contemplating how to write reports as they now have paws instead of hands. Tim fully utilizes his superpower and during the game leaves the guys without pocket money because every ball he throws rolls right into the center of the circle. When Tim argued with Erwin that the chair was broken, the furniture instantly fell apart. No one wants to play with Tim anymore. Even school outcasts, nerds, and fat people don't hang out with him. The rats felt a little sorry for the lonely boy. Suddenly the Baron teleported a hippopotamus to himself and demanded to tell a joke. The demon didn't like the joke. He gave the minion a second chance. If the joke fails again, the hippopotamus's colleague will be sent to the basement for a millennium. In the end, the demon simply threw him on the floor and laughed. Ida wants to make peace with Tim, so she brought him a cake. But the boy was not at home and Erwin gobbled up the cake in one go. Relatives arrived at the racetrack together with Tim. They witnessed firsthand how the boy emerges victorious in every wager. Tim provided advice to put all the money won on a horse that seems to be physically incapable of coming in first position. Rate 1 to 135, and unexpectedly their horse came fourth. However, viewers were informed that after examining the horses, the top 3 were disqualified due to a veterinarian's examination. Here's how the family won 40,000 francs, but Tim himself was not pleased. In the evening, he approached the Grand Hotel. The bartender, who also often visits the racetrack and has long noticed the lucky guy, invited him inside. He wonders where Tim knows so much about horse racing. Discovering that the boy was an orphan, Krishamir offered him. Tim bet with a new acquaintance that he would get a job here. The owner immediately approached them and informed them that they needed an elevator. The old man disappeared somewhere. Here's how Tim got a job as a lift operator. Truth, he won't be able to smile at the guests. Is it possible for me to rest here? The individuals here are working, not sleeping. Tim had a dream where he asked the morning to return his laughter to him. The next day he departed from home, leaving a farewell note. He said goodbye to Ida, the only person who was dear to him. Ida was extremely distressed. The Baron came to her this time. The demon lies, saying Tim turned away because of her clumsiness. He likes girls with strong legs. However, a man can offer assistance to her. You simply need to make a deal with him. Tim desires to place a gorgeous gravestone for his father, so he approached the stonemason. Picking the priciest monument, he debated with him that he'd seen the exact same one on Hans Tyler's tombstone. Soon he arrived. Tim is searching for the Baron at the racetrack. However, the workers drove the excessively fortunate boy away from this place. There is no phone number in the directory. The maids captured the rat catchers and intended to kill them. Tim said he would figure it out and release the animals. At the same time, the Baron makes them constantly write reports. Tim rereads the contract and dreams of losing a bet at least once to regain his laughter. The boy devised a plan to find the Baron. He argued with his friend that Trek will come to this place tomorrow. The whole hotel was in an uproar before the visit of a large number of villains from all over the world, and the main among them was the Baron. Kim told him that he intends to regain his life. Tresh took off his glasses. It turned out that his eyes stopped being demonic. Having contacted the hippopotamus, he demanded that they not take their eyes off the boy. Villains attacked food like hungry animals. Tim understood whose gaze Baron received, so he quickly bet that he would get into Ida's mother's bakery. Despite the order, the minions preferred to eat cake instead of following the boy. Tim ran up to Ida, who was hiding in a dark room. The girl lies to everyone that she has an eye infection. She went to a deal with the Baron because of Tim, because he only likes girls who have healthy legs. The boy persuades his friend to make a wager with him that she will be able to regain her eyesight. Simultaneously, the Baron conversed with the villains. The room darkened, and right in the middle of the speech, I started feeling unwell. His demonic eyes returned to him. The girl was extremely happy because she still possessed her eyes and had healthy legs. The Baron warns his subordinates that if they disappoint him once more, he will annihilate them. Kreshimir guessed that his young friend wins any bet, no matter what he makes, and immediately confirmed this by betting that the horse would not come to the hotel and would not approach the counter. Then Kreshimir desired the hotel owner to develop feelings for him and give him a kiss at this very moment. The lady was already walking towards him, but at the last moment the man cancelled the bet. "Are you going to work right now or are you fired?" He will attempt to win her heart by himself. Perceptive Kreshimir also comprehended that the boy desires to lose a wager at least one time, regardless of the circumstances. A man devised a riddle for Tim to become wealthier than the wealthiest person, as it is an unattainable goal. They made a bet, but the smile never returned. Having written down the name of Baron Tresh, Kreshimir read it backwards, and it turned out to be Devil. While riding in the elevator, the demon appeared to the man. Kreshimir lost consciousness and became extremely ill. At night, a police officer came to Tim with a crowd of security guards. Baron Trek died, and Tim was named as his sole heir in the will. The boy became the richest person in the world. He was brought to the mansion, and passing by the coffin with the Baron was settled in the nursery. In the morning, the boy looked around and assessed how many expensive things surrounded him. He also learned that his guardian will be Baron Tresh. Supposedly he is the twin of the deceased millionaire. Kim asked again to return his laughter. This time, inexplicably, the demon did not refuse. A crowd of reporters burst into the mansion. They took pictures of a laughing boy, but as soon as they left, everything returned to how it was. "Contract signed by us?"
Tim, do you understand?
And so it happened. Now it's mine for myself. Baron admits that he needs a smile in order to conclude villainous contracts. For instance, remove all water from an African village, then sell to locals in bottles. The Baron has a huge office where demons find similar schemes, and the Three also has a remote control that causes fires, disasters, and epidemics. Tim sampled the demon. Despite his formidable power, he endeavors to resemble humans and adopts their characteristics. With each one bet, Tim loses part of his soul and will soon transform, becoming a demon. Tim's stepmom and son approached the wealthy man to request a loan. They had lost all of their earnings from the races. Having shut the scoundrels' mouths, the guy said that he would give them 60,000 francs, after which he drove them away. The demon makes one bet after another with him, taking a piece of Tim's soul each. The Baron took the boy to a room where he will learn how to control the world. If Tim wants Ida to be alive and well, he must forget about her. The girl found out where her friend lives and came to him, but Tim deliberately offends Ida. The only thing is, he asked her to make a bet with him that a certain Kreshimir will recover, and the man immediately recovered. Tim humiliated his girlfriend again, and upset, she walked away. Although the Baron received laughter, he does not know how to use them. That's why Tim prompts the demon when to laugh while watching a comedy.
Minions discussed that it was the Baron who killed Tim's father to get his laughter. The villain ordered to put up posters with an image of laughing Tim around the city. Ida took it off and showed it to Chris Miru. The poster says that Tim is organizing the Tyler Cup at the racetrack. All individuals will win at the races. The crowd warmly welcomes the richest person in the world. Tim by Kids Shelter Choir for photo to capture pic. As usual, he asks kids not to smile for the camera. The villain suggests Tim to bet with the orphan on his laughter, and then they will be able to laugh together. The hippo is trying to stop Ida from reaching her friend, but Belial convinces his partner to assist the girl instead. The demon sent Tim under the grandstand. There his friends were waiting for him and offered the boy to bet that he could laugh again. He'll regain laughter even if he loses. The raven sensed an issue and the sky became cloudy. A heavy rain started. Dismissed Tim says he no longer needs laughter, but another unfunny joke by Ida about worms helped him come to his senses.
At that point, when the evil demon entered, Tim reached out and made a bet that he would be able to laugh again despite the circumstances. With the aid of his pals, Tim deceived the Baron, regained his laughter. The unhappy old man sits on the grass crying diamonds. Out of spite, the scoundrel turned his assistants into rats again. Ida vowed to care for them, and Tima was adopted by Ida's mother, and they began living together.